All right, it is that time. Good, almost good morning, good evening. Good evening, everybody. It is day three of the 5 day challenge. Congratulations, you've made it to another day, the third day. See, this is normally when people start falling off and they can't handle it anymore. As you know, it's another hour. I got to learn something new. You guys are still here. And this is probably one of the most important nights tonight and tomorrow night because now we're really going to be focusing on security. The first night on Tuesday night, we talked about what is blockchain technology. Last night, we covered what is cryptocurrencies. So tonight, we're going to talk about protecting your investment. So before we get started, go ahead and type in the chat box where you're listening in from. We are streaming on YouTube as well. So welcome to our members on YouTube. If you have anybody that needs crypto education knowledge, especially now with Bitcoin touching on that $100,000 level. They reached 98,000 something dollars today, a new all-time high today. We are in rarefied territory. And so that also means that every token is more and more valuable. It also makes you open to those who want to take it from you. So the whole purpose, as we've gone over the last couple of days, with being Bitcoin being decentralized and blockchain being open for everybody, is that you have custody, self custody of your assets. That's great and scary at the same time. Because if you don't know what to do, you're at risk. So I see we've got on the line CJ Jackson. Good evening, Mr. Albert, Carla Arrigo, Cora, Deborah, Elton, Jacqueline, Janine, Judy from Toronto, Catherine Clement, Kimberly Brooks, Matthew Ramos, Nathan and Rita, Samantha Studebaker, Carl, Tammy Gully, Wild Bill. Did I say good morning? Good evening. Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. So, and also for those of you on the YouTube channel as well, good evening. So let's jump on into this because we have a short amount of time. That also means I'm going to be doing the spin the wheel, not tonight, but we're going to do that tomorrow night. Spin the wheel, because I want to make sure we are done by the top of the hour. The Move Quest community will be having an update call with the creator, Lynette. So we want to make sure that we are finished in time. And this whole week has been designed for the Move Quest community. This is a community that has 100% success rate. 100% of the people involved have been able to sell their tokens and pull their money out if they wanted to. $15 million has been paid out to this community without having to recruit, without having to sell a item or a product or service, just getting paid on your own physical activity. The other question I have, though, is once you receive your crypto tokens, do you know what to do with it after the fact? Yeah, $15 million has been sold, but there's a whole lot of MQT that has not been sold also. It's sitting in your wallet. So one, what did you do with the MQT that you sold? Did you use it to pay your bills and buy things? And that's fine to do that. Did you also use it to reinvest in yourself and continue to build your portfolio and diversify? That's a whole other part. Do you know how to do that? Do you know what to do? I had one person tell me they had thousands of MQT tokens and didn't know how to sell them. I was like, wow, how is that possible? But that's what you're going to learn here tonight. So tonight's lesson is actually reversed. I wasn't supposed to do this till tomorrow. I wanted to cover, but the wallets is a little bit more extensive, so I have to save that for tomorrow. So this lesson is kind of assuming you already know what wallets are. So I will cover that just a little bit tonight. So let's jump on and get started since I'm really short on time and I got to get all this in 45 minutes, literally. So let me go ahead and share screen. Where's my lesson? There it is. Okay, now I can share screen. There we go. Right, I'm all ready and set. Let me make sure I can see you guys. Pull this over here. Protecting your investments. Now, as a disclaimer, I am not a licensed financial advisor to be giving financial advice. I share information for educational, training, and entertainment purposes only, and it is up to you to make your own informed, intelligent decision on which direction you want to move into. So once you have your tokens, what do? Protect your money, your assets. Bitcoin security 101. So while I'm teaching this as well, you can always substitute Bitcoin for MQT. It's the same thing as far as securing yourself. Security with Bitcoin is extremely important, and here is why. And I'm glad I have not done this lesson in a long time. So I need to see what needs to be upgraded because there's always new scammers out there utilizing new tricks, and I'm going to have to add. But I'm really saving that. I have a whole new series coming out on just lessons on just crypto security. So why is it important? The fiat banking system is like a walled garden. Not much can happen to your money in normal everyday use, and your bank is responsible for the security of your funds. If something goes wrong, you can usually call someone, the bank or the credit card company, to fix the issue or even initiate a chargeback. You don't have to worry about backups or special procedures when handling your money. And that's how our system has been in our entire lives, which means if you're getting involved in crypto, there's a complete paradigm shift on what that you're going to have to go through to understand the importance of the assets you have, that you're responsible for that. Nobody else. There's no customer service to call. There's no charge back. If you make a mistake, that's on you. Most people don't get that until after the fact. This all changes with Bitcoin. The problem is that the average user is not used to this radical shift in responsibility. And as a result, a lot of money can be lost by simple mistakes. You got to think about being a kid again. I shared that story that my grandpa, every time he came to visit, he always gave his grandkids quarters, nickels, and dimes. The oldest one got the quarters, which was me. And my mom will always say, "Hey, don't just leave your money lying around because somebody might take it." And you know who was taking my money first? I learned the hard way. My own little cousins. I put my quarter on the table thinking it's mine. I put it there. Nope. When those little rugratchers snatch my quarter up when the ice cream truck came, they got money and I didn't. So I knew I had to protect my money, put it in my pocket, put it in a wallet. I had to secure it. I was a real giving person too. I used to just give money away and then realize, wait a minute, I don't have money for lunch. I had to learn the hard way. But you are literally your own bank. You are responsible. There's no one to fix your mistakes. The whole point of Bitcoin is literally be your own bank. And this also implies caring about security. So once again, at the top of the hour on the MoveQuest call, there's going to be more than 500 people on that call. You would think they would be here at least 1 hour before to learn about security. The analogy I often like to use, if you handle significant amounts of value in Bitcoin, you must treat it like handling a loaded gun. One mistake can have significant consequences. Yeah, it was all fun and games when Bitcoin was like $200 a coin, $1,000 a coin, but now it's $98,000. You're responsible for that. You mess up, send it to the wrong address, give your key phrase to somebody else. Now your life savings is gone. That's why when somebody comes to me and says, "Brandon, I got $50,000. What coin should I buy?" I say, "Crypto education." By the way, you guys are the first to hear me say what I'm about to say right now. Before I started ILCA, there was a wallet that I was using called Makara. that allowed you to be able to invest in a basket of tokens, multiple tokens. That whole DeFi, tried to be a DeFi thing, didn't last long. It didn't work. And I wanted to be able to utilize that because I have a lot of people asking me all the time, Brandon, I got crypto. What token should I buy? I say, I'm not a licensed financial advisor. I can't tell you what tokens you can buy. I can suggest, but depends on what your strategy is. I'm about to add something to ILCA really going into 2025 that will allow an individual that's brand new that wants to build their crypto portfolio, where I will already have a basket, a suite of different tokens that all they have to do is dollar cost average, and now they're purchasing multiple tokens with one purchase. Completely seamless and easy step. ILCA recommended tokens based on different things. You guys are the first to hear me say that. That's coming. Also, I'm getting a lot of pressure, and I'm probably going to do this on creating our own ILCA token. So we got some things coming. Just excited about. I had some meetings today. The basic rules of Bitcoin security. There are stories popping up every week about people losing Bitcoins by technical failure, user error, or stolen from online exchanges or wallets. 90% of these can be prevented by following the basic rules. When using an online service, such as a Bitcoin exchange, enable two-factor authentication like Google Authenticator on your account. If you've never heard of two-factor authentication, type me in the chat box. What that is on your phone, you go to the store, App Store, and you want to download 2FA. This is a must. It is a must. It's not optional. You need to have two-factor authentication. I recommend Google Authenticator. They've never failed me. Without two-factor authentication, everyone can steal all your Bitcoins with just your account password. So it's not enough that you just have a password on your account. Passwords can be hacked. You need to have another layer. And there's different parts of two-factor authentication. You know, some people think, well, I have a two-step. I'm going to get I put in my password, and then they're going to send me a text, and I got to put in maybe a couple of codes. That's not even good enough. I still consider that one-factor authentication. Or they'll say, we're going to send you an email code, and then you input that code based on your email. That's not good enough either, because hackers can, if they hack your password, they probably got your email too. But two-factor authentication can't be hacked. And that code changes like every 30 seconds or less. So if you've never done it, download onto your phone two-factor authentication. And the first time you set it up, it's going to give you a recovery code. You need to write that down. It's not a 12-word seed phrase, but it's a recovery code to that two-factor authenticator. So if you lose your phone, or your phone is damaged, or your phone gets wiped, and you download two-factor authentication, the first thing it's going to ask you is, do you want to restore? And you just put in that code, and all of your things will pop back up. I had one person, this was maybe in 2020, 19 or 20, lost more than $70,000. Want to know why? One, the person had two-factor authentication on the phone, which is fine. But I always teach, you don't have just it on one phone, have it on multiple devices. So when you go to a new website or a new wallet and it says set up two-factor authentication and it gives you the QR code to scan with the app, I scan it with multiple devices. So it's showing up on multiple devices. So if I lose one, I still got a backup right there. But that backup phrase allows you to put it. So what happened to him, he got a brand new phone. You know, every 2 years, what I do, every 2 years, I upgrade my device. In fact, it's time for this one. It's time for me to get the Z Fold 3. So I'm going to do that very soon. So he updated his phone. He copied all his old data from the old phone onto the new, wiped the old phone and sent it in so he can get a discount on his new phone. That's another reason why I never return my old phones. So I have so many. And you guys that were on the ILCA MoveQuest call I did yesterday, do you see how that can be a benefit having multiple devices? Well, I'll be talking about that in detail later too, just for the inner circle. But about a few weeks went by, and for whatever reason, he decided he wanted to go into his wallet. And he went and put in asked for the two-factor authenticator, and the authenticator was empty. And he was like, what the hell? I copied everything on my phone. All you did was copy the app, but the data inside of that app does not go over with you. Just like if you got a new phone and your Netflix or Disney Plus or whatever on the new phone, you still got to log in for the first time on your new device. And he didn't think about that until he opened it up, didn't have the key phrase, couldn't access the wallet because he also didn't have his 12-word seed phrase written down because he thought the Google Authenticator was enough. This was a person I had been preaching to get crypto education for 2 years and blew me off every time. Millionaire lost $70,000 off of something simple. It may not hit you today, but not having that education will catch up to you eventually. So without two-factor authentication, everyone can steal all your Bitcoins with just your account password. It happens a lot. How the attackers get your password is another story, but they will eventually. Check the account management area of your Bitcoin exchange or service on how to set up two-factor authentication. As a tip, when setting up, you will most likely get a secret key in the form of a QR code to scan with your smartphone on your Google Authenticator app. Print this QR code out on paper. Don't just screenshot and save it on your computer. Print it out and have it stored. In fact, have 2 copies. It will help you to access your account if your smartphone is lost or stolen. The basic rules of Bitcoin security: always have direct control of your Bitcoin's private keys. $500,000 of MoveQuest was stolen, not hacked. And stolen might be a weird term because if you ask the hackers, you gave them access to your wallet inadvertently. Now they went in there and stole everything, but it's like giving somebody your key to your house and then you're leaving on vacation. You expect everything to still be in your house when you come back? Your private keys. You don't have your keys, you don't control the Bitcoin. That's why I say in Bitcoin 101, never store your Bitcoin on exchanges or your crypto on exchanges that are centralized. If you don't own the private key, it's their Bitcoin. They're just giving you access to it. Kind of like the banks right now. You got money in the banks. That's not your money. Yes, it is, Brandon. No, it's not, because they can freeze it. They can hold it. They can prevent you from withdrawing it if they feel like it or if they have just cause. It's not your money. That's why my grandpa never trusted banks. He's old school. He's under the mattress type of guy, buried in the backyard. But in Bitcoin, this is literally the case. I said on Crypto Talk this morning about Coinbase. Do not use Coinbase, although, well, I'll be talking about that tomorrow for wallets. Coinbase, you should have, but Coinbase is not a wallet you should be storing all of your crypto on long term. Should not have more than $10,000 worth of anything on Coinbase. Bitcoins are stored in wallets. Wallets are collections of public and corresponding private keys, where the public key is represented by the Bitcoin address. If your Bitcoins are not in a Bitcoin address that you directly control, they are not under your control. Well, MQT, guess what? That is in your direct control. Every time you get that MQT, it's not on a centralized wallet. It's on a wallet you have the private key to. Now, this is an old school one. I'm saying I have to update this part, but you bought Bitcoins on Mt. Gox, Bitstamp, Coinbase, or any other exchange, and you have not withdrawn them from the exchange. In fact, in that case, you do not have full control over your Bitcoins. If the exchange gets hacked, or as it has happened with other smaller exchanges where the owner claims they got hacked, your Bitcoins are gone for good. The same applies for online wallets. InstaWallet and Inputs.io got hacked, and a lot of coins got stolen. Here's your solution. Withdraw your coins from exchanges and only keep coins there that you want to sell in the immediate future. Don't use online wallets for more than pocket change, below $100. Same applies to wallets on smartphones. Also, be sure to enable the password function to encrypt your wallet and use a strong password that you will not forget. This is the one thing that drives me crazy about my parents. You know, my parents come from the generation that couldn't figure out how to program a VCR or the clock. They don't know passwords. Every time my mom calls me up and says, she wants to get into our Coinbase account. And I go over there, and then it's a password. The first thing she goes, "Oh Lord." I'm like, "Oh, mom, really? Mom, it's your password." Well, let me hold on. I wrote it down somewhere. So enable a strong password. That's not the only thing you want to have, though. Write it down in hints and put it in safe places if you think you might forget your wallet password. Let me repeat. Make sure you don't lose the password. Just recently, someone lost 90% of his Bitcoins because he generated a very strong password, and by technical user error, the password was not saved in the password management application. Do not, when you're dealing with crypto, rely on the password management application. You know, where it might say, go ahead and we suggest this address. Also, passwords should always be at least 12 characters long. Okay. We did a crypto talk on this maybe a year ago or so, where it talked about even with AI or quantum computing, how long it would take to be able to crack a 12-word password, something like a couple of centuries. If you have a mix, numbers, letters, capitals, characters, but at least 12 letters long. The Bitcoins were lost forever. Test that everything works before setting a password. Save the password first and make sure it is there. If you use a password management application, you need to do backups of these files to, of course, and I don't even trust those, because if you have malware on your computer, that malware program, that spyware, could end up getting access to that. In fact, I watched that documentary. I don't know if Kenny's on here. I watched the, I see, I watched that last night on HBO, Pegasus. And I do remember us talking about that before a couple of years ago. The technology is already there. The government can get into everything if they want to. The technology is there. And even though they say, no, this technology is only used for good, to track down terrorists and ISIS and whatnot. But one thing about technology, it will most definitely always be used for bad. Always, at some point. So we gotta go old school. Write stuff down. Make regular backups of your Bitcoin wallets. This should go without saying that backups are a must when handling important data. Now, that's kind of old school, because right now all you really need is just your seed word phrase. This is where I had that lesson on my Ether wallet and stuff. That's not necessary today too much. So especially when data equals money, a good backup strategy is your safety net against a loss of your Bitcoin wallet by hard drive failures or natural disasters like a flood and fire. I don't well, we'll talk about wallets tomorrow. Cold storage type wallets. And I don't really I still, as long as if it has at least my 12-word seed phrase, that's fine. That's the most important, that 12-word seed phrase. You can check with the developer/website of your wallet software which files to back up. A good strategy is the 3-2-1 strategy, 3 backups on 2 different media, external hard drives, and USB stick, and one of these off-site, like at a friend's house. I agree with that. That's why I save absolutely nothing on my computer hard drive. I have external drives, a lot of them. I don't throw away my computers, my old laptops. I still have my very first uh, uh, gaming rig that I had built 20 years ago, 30 years ago. I don't throw none of that stuff away. Even though you say I wiped it, a good, programmer can get in on a hard drive that you think is wiped. But have multiple backups. So if you download two-factor authentication, again, you don't want to have it on one device. Have it on at least two. I have three. One that's on the phone that's connected to, as a phone line, but the other two are completely offline, meaning there's no telephone line to it. It's just Wi-Fi, and I could turn the Wi-Fi off. I only turn it on when I need to access and do something, and when I'm done with it, I turn the Wi-Fi off. So nothing can access the device, the phone. As Bitcoin's value has steadily increased, so too have cyber attacks on cryptocurrency exchanges and wallets, like you guys experienced with MoveQuest. In addition to financial benefits, there are several elements that secure Bitcoin from theft. Cryptography controls the creation and transfer of a cryptocurrency, and the protocols underlying Bitcoin have proven to be robust. So, in other words, the blockchain is never hacked. Your wallet is not hacked. What do we see in Crypto Talk this morning? Those people that's targeting CEOs of crypto companies because they know they got money, pretending to be customer support to gain access because you giving them access to the wallet. That's how they get in. Malware, spyware, you're clicking on the wrong link, you're connecting your wallet to a site that you don't know is secure or you can believe in. All those stupid meme coins out there. The number one way you get your hand on it, especially when a new one launches, is they create a website and they say, you go to the website, connect your wallet, and you can purchase the tokens before they launch with your wallet connected. That is a huge risk. Now, it is a risk you can take if you do this. Create a separate MetaMask wallet on a separate browser, or like if you normally use Google Chrome, use Microsoft, what's it called? The Microsoft one, Firefox, Brave, whatever, and use that. Open up a MetaMask wallet. Yeah, Edge. Thank you, CJ. And have nothing on it. That's your utility wallet. You use that to play around on the net and connect to different things so that there's nothing there for them to take, just in case you do connect to a site that happens to be illegitimate. Bitcoin's use of a distributed ledger known as blockchain gives owners a record of all their transactions that cannot be tampered with because there is no single point of failure. However, this hasn't stopped attackers from exploiting vulnerabilities within Bitcoin exchanges or wallets, the software used for storing Bitcoins on computers or smartphones. Bitcoin exchanges are not regulated by the government, and they generally do not provide enough insurance and security to be used to store money in the same way as a bank. For example, the Mt. Gox and Flexcoin exchanges both shut down after hackers allegedly stole hundreds of thousands of Bitcoins from them in separate attacks. Not surprisingly, a study by Dell SecureWorks in 2014 showed that as the value of a Bitcoin rose, so did the number of viruses designed to steal Bitcoins from wallets. Now, that was 2014. Do you know what the price of Bitcoin was in 2014? Couple $100. Today, Bitcoin is at $98,000. You don't think that there's professionals out there that's willing to spend their time and money and really write programs specifically designed to steal your crypto? So if you're sitting there saying, "Yeah, I don't need to get on Brandon's free 5-day challenge because I don't think it's worth my time, or I really don't like him anyway. I'm just gonna get my MQT tokens." I know a little bit because I saw a YouTube video. You think that's enough to shield you from professional organizations spending millions of dollars on software and infrastructure? Because what did we read? Those kids, what were they pulling? 5 figures a week. He said soon we'll be at 100,000 a week, just still in crypto. So if the higher Bitcoin goes, the more sophisticated these attackers are going to be. Despite the increasing rate of cyber attacks, cryptocurrency wallets are still among the best ways to secure Bitcoin. Ideally, wallet software should be installed on a bootable USB or a live CD to ensure that the operating system is virus-free and doesn't cache, log, or store wallet keys anywhere. That's not for the average person. That's mostly the Bitcoin miners. Users must treat their software wallet the same way they would a real one. And best practice is to use 2 wallets. Use multiple wallets. I have dozens of wallets all over the place. Do not keep all your eggs in one basket. MQT, let me give you this piece of suggestion. Do not, eventually, you don't want to have one wallet with more than 100 MQT in it. Some of you guys have 2,000, 3,000, 7,000 MQT. You don't want to, now, you don't need to worry about that now. Right now, you probably don't want to have one wallet with more than 500 MQT in it right now. And then no more than 100 because you're putting a target on your back when you do. You can see who the largest wallet holders are. In fact, let me show you how. If you don't know this, if you haven't not part of our inner circle and see when I do this all the time, let me share screen again. Uh-oh. Oh, there you are. Okay, share screen. So you see right here on Dex Tools, MQT is going up $24.61. You see down here where we always look at trade history, but then you can click on holders. And this shows you the top 10 wallets and how much MQT they have. Now, this is the top 3. This should be all controlled by the smart contract itself. But then we've got it, I don't know who controls this one. 12,068 MQT, worth $300,000. And then we've got this. 4,500, 4,400, 4.4, 3.9, 3.4, 3.3. These wallets have a target on their back. And so scammers out there are looking for whenever these wallets make any moves, and they can track the history of this wallet. I'm just going to click on one. This wallet right here has got 5 tokens in it. Tether, VTX token, MoveQuest, Phoenix. This is crazy. And I know this is somebody in our community because of the Phoenix project. I know that project. Don't keep your MoveQuest tokens in the same wallet as you have other tokens in, especially 12,600 MQT tokens in one wallet. So if I was a scammer and I got the time, and they do, this wallet hasn't moved in 13 days. I can forensically look at every single transaction this wallet has done. And then I can even see what other wallets they sent stuff to try to see, okay, what projects are they in? Maybe I can get in on that and hack that project. The next time that wallet connects to that website, I got access. You don't want to have a target on your back. I mean, I was paranoid when Lynette one day was showing off on the spreadsheet the top wallet holders, and I saw my wallet on there. I was like, oh, hell no. I immediately moved my stuff. So if you were to look at me, you'd think I ain't got nothing. So do not have all your MQT in one wallet. And do not hold the MQT in a wallet where you have other tokens, meaning MetaMask. If you're moving MQT to Exodus, that's no problem. That's Exodus. But I'm talking about on MetaMask. If you're a part of MoveQuest, there's only 3 tokens you need to have in that wallet: AVAX, Tether, and MQT. That's it. And never attach that wallet to anything outside of the MoveQuest. That's it. Okay. All right, let me get back. Share screen. There we go. Okay. I don't see what you see. There we go. All right. So this safeguards a majority of users' Bitcoins from malware trying to intercept the password used to access a wallet or to find unencrypted wallet data in the device's RAM. So, I mean, at some point, there's nothing you can do to stop the hackers from attempting. But one of the best ways is to not even be looked like as a victim in the first place. Okay, so you don't want to be on the radar screen. You don't want to be out there on social media bragging about how much money you got in crypto. I know that's how they do it in network marketing. I was never that way in network marketing. People are like, Brandon, man, you need to show, you need to. No, I don't. I don't need to show off to you what I got. No, especially not in crypto. They're kidnapping people out there. So the offline wallet needs to be kept physically secure, maybe even in a traditional bank vault, as the loss or theft of a wallet means the permanent loss of the Bitcoins it contains. A computer hardware drive storing more than $300 million worth of Bitcoins was thrown away. That's the one we talked about in Crypto Talk, where I think that's in the UK, and it's in a landfill, and the dude is trying to sue the city to allow him to dig for that wallet. Wow, I want to do math on this. At the time, 7,500 Bitcoin was worth 300 million. Well, what is that worth today? $98,000 a coin. Oh, $735 million. Do you think that cat, hey, I'm talking to the inner circle now. You think he ain't putting pressure on that city council now? And that's only going to keep going up the higher Bitcoin keeps going. That's insane. Oops. Offline or cold storage services are available, but note that they aren't regulated by the financial services industry. Additionally, if an offline wallet is encrypted, it's important to not forget the passphrase. I'll talk about this more tomorrow. Some experts prefer not to encrypt this type of wallet because in the event of death, descendants would not be able to access their inheritance. Oh, that's a whole other thing. It's one thing for you to start get yourself crypto educated, but what about your family members? If something were to happen to you, do they know how to get into your stuff? I know right now my wife's not going to know a doggone thing, but my sons do. Also, why do you think I train my cousin Marnita? And she needs to teach her children. Same thing. You need to teach your children. Leave instructions to how to access your crypto. Regular backups of Bitcoin wallets are essential to protect against computer failure, theft, and human error, but never store them online, especially if the backup is not encrypted. Finally, always use the latest version of the Bitcoin software and use a password. I forgot. At least 16 characters long. I had said 12. Okay. 16 characters long. Oh, that is a good one, Catherine. You've seen people in Get Fit post their workout GPS map as a way of promoting the program. No. What was one of the major things that trials that just happened this week? Lake and Riley, the woman in Georgia in college, went out for a jog and was killed. Well, if you're posting on social media and you're showing your map of where you live and your route, and you're in crypto, you're putting a target on your back. Don't do that. Like I said, people are getting kidnapped out there. Although Bitcoin is a purely digital currency, it can be kept secure in analog form. Paper wallets can be used to store Bitcoins offline, which significantly decreases the chances of the cryptocurrency being stolen by hackers or computer viruses. Printing the contents of a wallet, basically the private keys and their corresponding public keys, creates a physical record, which of course must be kept secure. I don't even like printing. I write it down. And then before you move any crypto to that wallet, make sure you can get in it. And then when you do move crypto, move small amounts at a time. How I lost $40,000 moving too fast at 2 o'clock in the morning, doing something that I've done 1,000 times, not paying attention, half sleep because I was trying to make a move. And I ended up sending $40,000 worth of crypto, not to the wallet I wanted to send it to, but to a contract address that I forgot I had copied and pasted. And I didn't double check my work because, again, I've done it 1,000 times. Like I could do it in my sleep. Go on. One thing that I can guarantee, some things do happen good after midnight, I'm just saying, but most things don't. And that's one of them. I was arrogant, wasn't paying attention, done it so many times, and one little mistake, bam, gone. So I can guarantee, I don't care how crypto educated you are, you will lose some money somewhere along the way. You have to get used to that. You have to be okay. It's going to happen. What you can't allow it to do is knock you out of the game. It's part of the learning process. Millionaires and billionaires that have successful businesses also sit on top of a pile of failures that you never see or hear about. So chalk it up to a learning lesson, lick your wounds, cry a little bit, get back on that horse. Keeping Bitcoin secure is complex and time consuming. Yes, it is. I had somebody say, man, Brandon, you mean to tell me I got to get on an hour-long training? Yes. If you get a 9 to 5 job, you're in probation for like 2 weeks. You're in training. You're in a completely new financial system that's revolutionizing the world that nobody's ever done, and you don't think you should learn about it? Bitcoin is more than a passing internet fad. And when dedicated hardware wallets appear on the market, they should provide a better balance between security and ease of use. There's some people, we got to make the whole process for MoveQuest easier. No, you need to learn and become better. There's an old quote that used to say, don't pray for things to be easier. Pray for you to learn better skills. to become better. Because once you are better, then the process becomes easy. The whole move quest, onboarding and all that, that's easy to me. Well, that's easy for you to say, Brandon. Why? Because you own your own crypto education company. Oh, say what? I'm crypto educated. That's why it's easy for me. Hmm. We're talking about an asset that can change your life, but you want to nickel and dime the education part in the pursuit of you becoming a millionaire. It's not possible. As a disclaimer, this information is intended for educational and training purposes only and should not be construed as investment advice. As with all financial decisions, you should contact your licensed financial advisor before investing in any financial instrument. All right, so like I said, this was going to be short tonight because we have an important update call happening in really right after I get off of here. I'll open that up. Oh, well, they will. It's on the jointhemovementum.com with Lynette. She made a statement that I'm only hearing secondhand about giving out rewards to those of you who have purchased MQT and you held and you didn't sell. I don't know the details. You guys have been blowing me up about, is that over time? Is that just in the past week? Is that from the beginning? I have no idea. I'm in the dark as you guys are. So that's coming up so we can learn what that's all about. I will take 1 to 2 Q&A questions. Well, one or two. Anybody have any quick question? Not long out question because we're getting to the top of the hour. And in the meantime, and in fact, type it in the chat box. Don't raise your hand. Type it in the chat box. Any quick question that I can cover. Also, the spin the wheel, we're going to do that tomorrow. We're going to do that tomorrow. And it's going to be off the question from last night. So I already posted that. So we're going to do spin the wheel for that tomorrow. And on tomorrow night, we're going to be covering wallets. So the next time I do the spin the wheel again, after that one will be one on Saturday as well. So the Saturday spin the wheel, I'll have questions on security and wallets. And we'll probably do two winners for that. So that will be Saturday night. But I hope you learned something new. As always, that's the point. This is an exciting time to be here. I want to cover a quick review again on the security side for those of you with MQT. Number one, do not have all your MQT in the same wallet. Okay? You can move your MQT to multiple different wallets. Number two, make sure you have your two-factor authenticator. Now, you don't need that for MetaMask, but most other crypto projects, or let me put it this way, anytime you see the option of having 2FA, use it. All central exchanges offer that. So that's their way of you securing your account. Since you don't have a private key, they say you can set up security to have 2FA. So Binance, Coinbase, Gemini, all the others, make sure you have 2FA. Do not keep that 2FA on just one device. Have it on multiple devices and make sure you either have written down the private key to that 2FA or you took an image or printed out the QR code of it and then you store it. So if you lose your phone, you drop it in water, you left it at the airport, whatever, you traded it in for a new one, you can always recover that 2FA. I had a small panic today. It was on Crypto Talk. I don't know if I showed it, but I was panicking. When I pulled up yes, I logged into my Coinbase account for the first time in a long ass time. I forgot about it because I didn't remember how much money I had in there. And it asked for my 2FA. And I don't know what the heck I was doing with my phone. I pulled it up and it was empty. And I was like, what? And then I realized I was on the wrong account. A brief flash of panic happened for me. So it can happen to anybody. So you got to be careful to watch the little things you do. It's the little things. I'll give you just one quick story too. I went to before, what was it, took my wife to the airport? When's that, Tuesday? Well, I just remember I had a busy day. I got up early in the morning. It was like 5:30. And I like getting gas early in the morning because you get more gas in your tank. It's not in gas form yet and all that, and there's nobody there. And so I roll up to the gas station. Ain't nobody's there. All the lights are on. I'm half asleep. And the gas station I go to is attached to the same grocery store I go to. So I get a discount at the gas pump. And so I go through the whole process and I get my like 30 cents, 30 cents off on the gas pump. It says, okay, paid for it. Now pull the handle out. I go to pull the handle out and there's a lock on it. I was like, what the heck? And I look around now, all the gas pumps have locks. I'm like, locks? And then I looked at the store to go in. I never go inside. And I walk up to it on the window. They changed their hours. They're no longer 24 hours. They only open up at 6 o'clock. Now, had I been paying attention, the moment I got out the car, it was a big lock too. It's not like you can miss it. I just wasn't expecting it. And I missed that little thing. And I lost my freaking 30 cents per gallon. I had to come back later, but the transaction was done. In crypto, the little things matter. Here's another thing. When you sell when you're going to move your MQT from your MetaMask wallet, from one wallet to another wallet, there's always a confirmation screen that pops up for you to confirm. Don't just be confirming everything just to get through the process. Two things to double check. One is the fee, because sometimes the blockchain has flashes where the fee can be like 2 cents, 3 cents, 20 cents. But almost there's a flash and you might see $20, $30. It's only for a few seconds. And if you don't do anything, it'll correct itself or you hit cancel and you do it again. This almost happened to me once when I noticed that. But also, you want to make sure on that confirm screen, double check the wallet that you're sending it to, because if there's malware on your computer, what it will do is change the wallet address after you hit the send button and before you confirm it. So you put the wallet address you're sending the MQT to, you hit send, confirmation screen comes up, and then if you look closer, you might notice that's not the wallet address I put in there. That's malware acting on your computer that you didn't even know you had. And that's more common than you think. That's how a lot of people lost crypto. It happened to Mark Cuban. He lost I think 200 something thousand dollars one time. He lost another $700,000 on MetaMask because he was messing around with his iPhone in the cloud and didn't have it secure. So even billionaires lost. In fact, that Crypto Talk article this morning, who are they targeting? They're targeting the CEOs of these crypto companies. You don't think they know a little bit about crypto? Yet they're still targeting them. Because you know what? Another thing that they know? Those CEOs got big egos. They got a lot of money, big egos, and you can't tell them nothing. And so they miss the little things because they don't think they're a target, and they're the first target. All right. All right on that. All right, Judy, you got like 30 seconds because I gotta shut this down. So what's happening, Judy?
Hey, Brandon, I just want to commiserate with you with that moment of panic. I had the same experience when I was in Dubai. I was at the Dubai Blockchain Expo, and the internet inside there was non-secure. Like, so we all had to connect to this insecure Wi-Fi. The next day, I wake up and they changed the Google Authenticator app and it was now in the cloud. You want to talk about panic. It's like, oh my God, I'm at an expo of blockchain developers. Like connect to an unsecure Wi-Fi. And now this. Oh Lordy, I was blowing up the telegram to make sure that it was actually okay. But I understand that moment of panic that you had, but you know better than to put all your crypto on a centralized exchange.
Oh
Isn't
yeah, I
that
know
what you've
better.
been teaching
But
us?
but
That
other
moment of panic.
but you have to understand that 2FA has everything. all my accounts. So that's where the panic came in, not because I was afraid of one account. But anyways, that's a great thing to share, Judy. And a crawl before you walk on YouTube says, what about if we write our passwords on an index card and laminate it? Yes, that's Bobby Buck. Yeah, that's fine. But only have one laminate, have multiple, and have them in different places, one in your home and one outside of your home, somewhere else. All right, well, that is it. We got to run. We got to jump on the join the momentum, and we will be back tomorrow night, same time. We're going to be talking about wallets, and we'll be doing the spin the wheel from the question from last night. I hope you learned something new. As I said again, as always, that's the point. Be safe, be secure, earn while you learn. See you, and there's no Inner Circle Crypto Talk tomorrow morning. My Fridays are off for you new people. Fridays are off. I'll be back on Saturday for Crypto Talk. See you in 2 minutes. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.